Hello everybody, it's Ben with the DIY Homefront, and I told you I'd be in that next video. But anyway, I've got a tool and I want to make it even better, so let's get into this. Alright, I got some housekeeping to do real quick. I got 3 things I need to cover. First, if you hear some booming, that's because there's thunder off in the distance. It was supposed to be raining here, but it's not yet. The second thing is, you're going to have to use your imagination just a tiny bit. And the third thing is, everything I filmed yesterday got lost because the memory card had an error. Go figure. So I've got a sander and I've got the power cord, and I want you to notice how short that power cord is.
I'm holding my 5-inch DeWalt disc sander, but I also have a 6-inch DeWalt disc sander. And both of these sanders had the same length power cord, except this sander's power cord was in bad shape.
So I replaced the power cord on this 6-inch disc sander yesterday because right here the cover over the wires on the inside were exposed right there where it flexed.
And this is where you'll have to pretend it still has that bad power cord.
It might be your first time, but I'm going to repeat what I did yesterday. And I think all I'm going to need for this job is this Torx 20. So there's 4 screws and I'm just going to take them out. And if you're going to use an impact driver to do work like this, just be careful with the trigger finger. And once all 4 are loose, you should be able to just pull that straight up. This really was very dusty on the inside yesterday. And I took a paintbrush and I brushed all the dirt and dust out of there. Now, of course, you're not going to fit. This is a Torx 15. Put it in there. Slips in.
These 2 screws are what actually hold the power cord to the plastic base.
And this will let you pull this out to get to it. And there are 2 Phillips heads right here. And then you can take the power cord out. And on these, the power cord just slips right through it. So in addition to this DeWalt sander having a power cord that had some issues, I also had an extension cord that had some issues. It was pretty much like that. So I needed to do something with the extension cord anyway. So I chose to take this extension cord and use it for the sander. And I'm not going to be able to get this through as easy as I got out, but this just slides through. Not the easiest, but it comes through like that. The sander had a 2-prong power cord, and this extension cord I'm using has a 3-prong. So I'm choosing to take the ground and the white wire and put them together.
I'm going to have a little bit of a difficult time trying to get these 2 wires wrapped together in the same location that a single wire came out of. So it's going to take a little bit of trial and error to get it done.
And try to get it in there the best you can without fraying it up too bad. Come on, go in there. If it was just one, it would fit in so much easier. This wire is probably a little bit thicker than the power cord originally was.
I've gotten a lot better over the years at paying attention to how things come apart, so I know how to put them back together. But when I first started doing these kind of things, I would take my cell phone out and I would take pictures, a lot of pictures. So I'd take a cover off and I'd see where the wires went and I'd take a picture of that. That way when you put it back together and you're not sure what was where, you can look at the picture on your cell phone and put things back exactly like they're supposed to be. I changed the torque bit out for a small Phillips head.
Not the prettiest, but it is in there. Now let's see if we can get this in here.
I'll do the same thing on the hot side. Pull the wires out and try to straighten them up and then twist them together to fit them in the hole.
There we go. Don't want to get it too tight. Okay, the only thing to do now is to get it back together. And that's not quite as easy as it seems. It was like this, right? So those wires go in there. This is the tricky part I had yesterday. Is where the power cord goes. This is going to end up being right there. That goes right there. And this is the on-off switch. There's a little indentation. You need to make sure that you get it in there. Otherwise, when you go to turn it on and off, it's not going to work. Now, do you see this screw hole? We need to make sure that the wires are out of the way for that screw hole. Okay. This goes here. And those were smaller screws. Make sure that we got this in there nice and good. Definitely want it to grab as much of that cord as we can. And this is the impact driver I'm using. You want to be really careful not to go crazy with that trigger, because you'll strip these screws right out of the plastic that they go into. That's got it good. That's in place. I don't think there's anything that's going to get in the way. My switch is connected. Next thing to do is to take this rubber piece and put it right there. It's got to slip into a groove there too. There we go. Okay, that goes. Now we need to get our bigger screws back in there. Like I said, be careful. You're not going to want to ratchet these down very much. Now I just need to plug it in to see how it works. Obviously it works. And that's what I did yesterday to improve this tool. And this is the best part. Our tool's right here. And that's where it's plugged in. And the sander's over there on the table. And now whenever I want to use it, I don't have to have an extension cord. I can just grab the sander and get to work. Just like yesterday, I forgot to put this in there. I have no idea what that does. but I will put it in there just the same. I'll loosen these up a little bit. There we go. Not sure what that is in there for, but that's where it went. Well, it took me longer to do it yesterday, and I spent some time cleaning everything up on the inside. But that's way to take two things, an extension cord that's going bad and a power cord on a power tool that's going bad, and combine them together. I think the favorite one I've done is I have a battery charger for the lawnmowers and the batteries go dead out in the barn. And I took the vacuum cleaner power cord and put it on my battery charger. And that makes a world of difference because now I've got like about a 30-foot long power cord on my battery charger. Well, the next time you have a bad power cord, think about that hack to make a tool better. Until then, like, subscribe, check out those playlists, and I'll see you in that next video.